The last weekend of European club action were defining moments for some Nigerian football players. While some were doing their utmost to help their clubs to win pieces of silverware, some others were engaged in tough battles to save their clubs from relegation. Here's a list of Nigerian players who had final day exploits, and it is the hope, of course, of the Super Eagles of Nigeria fans that these players will be taking their final day exploits, their successes in the final days of their European club football action into the Super Eagles to help the Super Eagles as the international break beckons. And so we start with Joe Aribo of Southampton. After 1 year in the Championship, Aribo and Southampton are returning to the English Premier League after beating Leeds in the Championship playoff final on Sunday. Aribo played the entire 90 minutes to also help the Saints claim the £140 million on offer. Aribo has been consistent for Southampton, but his seemingly perfect season didn't happen without initial setbacks at the start of the season. In all, he made 38 appearances for the Saints, scoring 4 goals plus 1 assist. In Belgium, there is Rafael Onyedika of Club Brugge. The Super Eagles midfielder was in action again as Club Brugge sealed their 19th league title with a goalless draw against rivals Cercle Brugge in the Belgian top flight. The midfielder was an integral part of the champions side, appearing in 29 of their games and providing 3 goals and 1 assist. His key involvement was in April when he scored a brace against Anderlecht to set them on course with a 3-1 win in the playoffs, and then followed it up with another goal in their 3-0 win over Antwerp. They won the league with 50 points, one ahead of their closest challengers, Royal Union SG. And that brings us to Yusuf and Al-Hassan Yusuf, as well as Chidera Ejuke, who play also in Belgium with Royal Antwerp. Al-Hassan Yusuf was surprisingly named at right back by coach Mark van Bommel in Antwerp's last game of the season against Anderlecht. Chidera Ejuke was not named in the squad for the 3-1 win as Antwerp failed to defend the league title they won last year. Yusuf ended the season with 2 assists in 30 appearances, while Ejuke had 4 goals and 4 assists in 29 appearances. There is also Tolu Arokodare, who plays in Genk, also in Belgium. Arokodare was also in action for Genk on the final day of the season, but he couldn't help as they were beaten 1-0 by title-chasing Union SG. The Nigerian striker scored 12 goals plus 2 assists in 39 games. And that takes us to Italy, where we have Victor Osimhen, who plays for Napoli. Osimhen played his last game for Napoli in their goalless draw against Lecce on Sunday, departing the Diego Armando Maradona Stadium as a Serie A winner and multiple awards winner, including the prestigious CAF Player of the Year award after leading them to the title last year. Although the former champions struggled this season, Osimhen was in good goal-scoring form, netting 15 goals and providing 3 assists in 24 league appearances as the club's highest goal scorer. After 4 seasons in Napoli, he scored 76 goals plus 18 assists in 133 games. Ademola Lookman, who plays his club football for Atalanta, he is, of course, the talk of the town, the talk of the football world. He scored a hat-trick in the Europa League final when they beat Bayer Leverkusen in the final by 3-0. Lookman was again in the score sheet in a dominant display by Atalanta, who beat Torino 3-0 in the last weekend of the Italian league. The Nigerian scored the second goal for his 10th of the season. He also had 6 assists this season in the Italian Serie A. What about Maduka Okoye, the goalkeeper, the Super Eagles returnee, made his 21st Serie A appearance this season for Udinese in their relegation battle against fellow strugglers Frosinone. Isaac Success, meanwhile, has been in good form recently, scoring 1 goal against Napoli in a recent league match for Udinese. And in Spain, Toni Payne, the female football, the Super Falcons footballer. Yes, this time we're talking about female footballer for the Super Falcons. He plays his club football for Sevilla. Payne was at the receiving end of a defeat on Sunday as Sevilla bowed 3-1 to Valencia. She has, however, been superb this season, scoring 6 goals plus 4 assists in 28 games. Notably, she is yet to miss a game in the league this season. In Turkey, where Bright Osayi Samuel plays for Fenerbahce, Osayi Samuel was among the goal scorers for Fenerbahce in their 6-0 thrashing of Istanbulspor, but it wasn't enough to win them the Turkish league, the Turkish Super League. They did a job against the relegated side, but the result in the other game between leaders Galatasaray and Konyaspor didn't end in their favor, as the champions won 3-1 away from home to win the title. With 102 points, while Fenerbahce followed with 99 points. The defender finished the season with 4 goals and 1 assist. Fisayo Dele Bashero of Hatayspor also is another player who plays his football in the Turkish top flight. He was on target for his 8th goal of this season as Hatayspor beat Ibrahim Olawoyin and David Akintola's Seko Rizespor by 2 goals to nothing. The win ensured Dele Bashiru and his teammates escaped relegation. The midfielder who will be resuming camp with the Super Eagles also had 3 assists this season. Kenneth Omero of Kasim Pansa, also in the top flight, was omitted from the Super Eagles squad to face South Africa and Benin Republic in the 2026 World Cup qualifiers. Omero was also left out on the bench as his club Kasim Pansa beat Besiktas by 2 goals to 1 in their last game of the season. He has only played 8 minutes in the last 5 games. Omero has 1 goal and 1 assist in 24 games this season. What about in Serbia, where we have Peter Lajinka, who plays for Red Star Belgrade? Yes, the striker has the striker scored twice to help his Red Star Belgrade side defeat Kucharik by 4 goals to 1 and seal their status as champions of the Serbian League, while Nasser Giga and Jean-Philippe Krasu added theirs to seal a 4-1 win over Kucharici. That sealed the club's 35th title, extending the gap between themselves and rivals Partizan Belgrade. This season, they have continued with their dominance. They already won the Serbian Cup last week when they defeated Vodirna by 2 goals to 1. In Jordan, Abdul Ajagun, who plays for Al Hussein Sports Club, won the Jordanian League title with Al Hussein. They beat Sahar by 2 goals to 1 away from home on the last day and ended the season with 59 points, 2 points ahead of Al Fisali. His contract with the club expires at the end of June and has an option to extend. We go over to Russia, where Francisca Ordega, the Nigerian Super Falcon, plays for CSKA. Ordega was impressive as CSKA Moscow made it 10 wins in 10 games with a slim 1-0 victory over Lokomotiv Moscow. Chinonyerem McLean, who plays for Lokomotiv Moscow, was also is also another name. She netted her 4th goal in the last 5 games to propel Lokomotiv Moscow to a 2-0 win victory at Zvezda Perm. In Spain, Rashida Tajibade, the female footballer of the Super Falcons, who plays for Atletico, rounded up the scoring for Atletico Madrid as they taught Levantes Las Planas a harsh lesson following a 3-1 Premier League win at the Centro Deportivo Wanda Alcalá de Henares. Ajibade is the 2nd highest goal scorer for Atletico with 9 league goals and has played a crucial role as the club looks set to pick up the last remaining Champions League spot. In the United Arab Emirates, finally, there is Chisom Egbucholam, the former Enugu Rangers player. Egbucholam created the opening goal for Brazil's Gabrielzinho to help Hatta to a 1-1 Pro League draw with Al Jazeera. And so, some fantastic, fine last day performances by some Nigerian players, both male and female players. It is again the hope of Nigerian fans that the players who have done well in their last day of club football will take their good form to the national team, where the Super Eagles and the Super Falcons have some very interesting international games coming up. Reporting for News Express Nigeria Television Sports, I am Nelson Dafe.